Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my beautiful rideshare revolutionaries. It's me, Gio, the leader of the rideshare revolution, the rideshare rockstar, and the captain of 2K Club, and the realest, the funniest, the handsomest, and the bearded-less driver on YouTube. And we're going to cover a couple quick things today. Well, I always say that, and it turned out to be not so quick. First thing we're going to cover is my video from this morning where that asshole cut me off on Lakeshore Drive in the Prius. Okay. While there's like a higher, whatever the lowerarchy of shitbox cars is, it's like Kia, Hyundai, Prius, right? That's my higher or lowerarchy of shitboxes. That wasn't just a regular Prius driver. That was my co-pilot for several live streams, Rick. He's a buddy of mine. That was me getting back at him for what he did. And he knows, we see each other around the city pretty frequently, which is surprising for the amount of drivers in this market. So he's always fucking with me because I have vanity plates, so I'm easy to spot, and there's a fucking fuck ton of Priuses in the city. So I'm never really looking out for him, but the guys who follow me, guys and girls who follow me, they spot me pretty easily. All right, that's the first thing. The second thing is, well, this is kind of second and third thing. I am feeling better. I didn't go to the doctor on Monday because I actually started to feel really good on Monday. I had every intention of driving Monday morning and then going straight to the doctor. And then I overslept Monday morning. I was really tired. I drove, and I wasn't like feeling sick. I like my cough kind of sort of mostly went away, and I got home and I took a nap, and then I was just like, you know what, let me just rest the rest of the day. I felt really tired, but I didn't feel sick. And then the rest of the week I've been just kind of running around with my buddy from the Army, helping him deal with some stuff. And then like yesterday, this week is gonna be a disappointing week in earnings. Because yesterday I got a call that my mom passed out at home. So I had once I was done driving, I just rushed over here and took her to the ER. We were there for about 6 hours. Yeah, we were there a while. She's okay. She had a bad cough too, and she was very dehydrated. So that ate up most of my time. And then after that, I went to go get dinner with my buddy. And yeah, I only drove a little bit. But one thing I have to offer is a bit of a retraction for my Lyft earnings. So check that out. That says 380 for 12 hours. What's 12 times? What's that? I don't even know. Pretty good, right? Well, I cannot really claim to be an expert on Lyft. I don't even have 1,000 rides with them yet. But I will say, so today, that asshole Rick in the Prius, he was like, you know that Lyft doesn't count destination filter on like the total, right? And I was like, no, I really did not know that. So some of the earnings you guys have been seeing from my Lyft videos lately are deceptive. So I have to offer up a retraction on that because I really did not know about that. Like today, for example, that says $128 for 3 hours and 9 minutes, but I mean, that looks good, right? But I didn't make $42 an hour today. I started at 4:15 and I turned the app off around 9:40. And I would say with Lyft, I don't really pivot that much. Cause we have the 6 filters on Lyft. So if I don't get one of those like stacked up queue rides, I usually just filter back north if I'm in the city. So yeah, I was probably on the app for Lyft maybe over 5 hours today. So yeah, that's pretty, I would say that's pretty on the nose. So I was definitely driving on app 5 hours today, but it only counted 3.5 or a little over 3 hours. So I'm going to have to keep closer track of my actual hours on Lyft because I just did not know that. So I apologize for that, guys. My fault. The last thing we're going to talk about is I'm still seeing talk on YouTube about Tryp. My battery's running out and I'm going to have to start my car. And I literally think, you know, let me start my car and charge my phone. All right. I don't want the battery to die while I'm filming. So I obviously you guys know how I feel about Tryp. I don't have any faith in it, right? I don't see how this is going to work. Supposedly they're making headway in certain markets and getting approved and all that stuff. I just don't really believe it. When I see it, that's when I believe it. But I was watching this documentary on Netflix recently about the failed Fyre Festival, and I want you guys to check out this trailer. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for this. I'm not gonna monetize this.
Like in the Bahamas, the most insane festival the world has ever seen.
Island getaway turned disaster.
It became very barbaric.
Right now, we are the fucking laughing stock of everything.
Just wait until you see what you're getting yourselves into.
American rapper Ja Rule is in the Bahamas with his business partner.
Billy McFarlane
is an amazing entrepreneur.
He can convince anyone of pretty much anything.
They just bought an island. Pablo Escobar's island. Oh my gosh.
Ding! We're gonna throw a festival, yeah.
Within 48 hours, they sold out. These guys are either completely full of shit or they're the smartest guys in the room. We were working around the clock, no sleep.
Billy's like, bring more workers. We need more workers.
Every single day it got more intense.
He just would not take no for an answer. And he just kept pulling money in somehow.
Desperate people do desperate things.
He was lying to investors and making it seem like we were making a ton of money when we weren't.
I mean, that's fraud.
We need to get the messaging out now that this is not a luxury music festival.
Oh my God.
Right around.
There's mattresses all over the place getting soaked.
The save yourself mode kicked in.
Right, it's a free-for-all.
It became this looting mentality.
There's an angry mob. They're pissed off and they want their money.
Powerful models built this festival. And then one picture of cheese on toast ripped down the festival.
They just couldn't physically fit that many people on the island.
The event's co-founder is facing up to 20 years in prison.
If you had thousands of dollars to go on a trip to see Blink 182, that's on you. That is Darwinism at its finest.
The biggest event in a decade, I promise you.
I'll be there.
That was the trailer for this one. So I saw the documentary on Netflix, and you guys should watch it. It's actually really entertaining. Fyre Festival was supposed to happen last year, or no, that was in 2017. Sorry, that was supposed to happen in 2017, and it was supposed to be like this luxury music festival. It was supposed to be bigger than Coachella. It was supposed to be all these things, right? It was gonna be like people could rent mansions and villas and yachts, and you had to pay, and people paid for these things, and supposedly all the food was going to be prepared by like world-class chefs, world-renowned chefs, and it was going to be all this high-quality stuff, and all these like A-list celebrities were going to go, and all these great music acts were going to go, and then it was just a total bust. None of that shit came true. It was the island. What they did was they filmed the commercial on one island, and then the festival was held on this other island, and it was just a disaster. People were like, they couldn't charge their phones. They didn't have access to water or bathrooms or chargers for the cell phones. It was a millennial fucking nightmare, right? So that happened, right? And now that guy, the organizer of Fyre Festival, is going to jail. But like when I was watching this, I'm like, this literally looks like what I'm seeing for Tryp. Because Fyre Festival had this organization where they had like social media influencers, right, spreading the word for them. That's how they advertised it. Was they got a bunch of hot models to be like, oh my God, Fyre Festival, and that's how they created all this buzz and interest. And then it just flopped disastrously. And I'm like, that looks like Tryp right now. It's like they're not really promoting their product or their service in any way other than just letting influencers do it for them, right? And they're making all these crazy promises, kind of like what Fyre Festival did. They're making promises, you know, like Tryp is making promises, you're gonna keep 100% of your earnings, You can get a free car if you're, like, if you're with the company for long enough. You're gonna get stock options. I come from the camp, I don't like promises. I don't like guarantees. To me, a promise or a guarantee, that's a sign of insincerity. I don't like that. And when I'm seeing all these ridiculous guarantees and promises, I'm like, that's not going to happen. That's not going. You're trying to guarantee your way into people's, into their lives. That just doesn't work. And that's all. I just want you guys to know, like, this might be the last Tryp video I make. I've only made 2. Just have doubt. Doubt is such a great tool. Don't ever take anything at face value, right? Because Tryp was supposed to launch a dozen times in the last 6 months. They still haven't launched. They still don't have an app. Their app is not available yet. How do you have an app-related company without an app? Yeah, and also, guys, watch this documentary. It's awesome. It's really entertaining. That really kind of, like, lets you in on how this whole thing went down. Yeah, that's all I got, guys. That was just my opinion for this one. Literally, I think Tryp is the app version of Fyre Festival. And watch out. Just protect your wallets. That's all I got, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.